Peau, I don't know, Peau Natural Perfection. How can you go 3 days of testing out a foundation and don't even know how to pronounce the name? Tara, you couldn't have just stopped and Googled it or looked it up on YouTube. Anyway, shaving effect. So it's free of parabens. Let me calm down for a second and let me get my whips together and pull my words together because I'm talking a lot of crap out my ass that I really need to calm down. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today is Foundation Friday and I am super excited about this particular foundation review because Sephora actually picked my perfect foundation. So if you go onto the Sephora app, you will see this. It is Sephora's foundation finder and I was curious about this because I have so many different foundations in my collection because I've been testing out a new foundation pretty much every Friday for an entire year. So I have quite a bit of foundation and I've always been curious about Sephora and if they're really able to pick that perfect foundation just by answering a few questions. So all you have to do is click on the foundation finder and then you take the quiz. So when you take the quiz, the first question is, what kind of coverage are you looking for? And I actually selected medium. Then the next question is, what kind of finish would you like? And then I picked natural because although I do like a radiant finish, I can kind of put things on my face to give me more radiance. I prefer probably a natural finish over a radiant finish. The next question is, which formula do you prefer? Liquid, powder, stick, cream, or no preference? Truthfully, I prefer a liquidy foundation. Sometimes I like a stick. I think stick foundations are quick. I wanted to select liquid because I wanted to see what, there's more variety in the liquid form. So I selected liquid and then it says, what is your skin type? And even though I'm dry right now, I don't have dry skin all year round. My dry skin is climate dry. So typically I'm normal, but during the winter I'm more dry. I'm a little bit more dry right now, but I don't have like dry patches or anything like that. So I just selected normal. The next question is, would you prefer to have sun protection? And I selected no preference. Final question is, how would you like to shop? Either the top rated or the best sellers. I selected the top rated because I wanted to trust everybody else, not the seller, like the best seller. I wanted to trust actually what people have to say about the foundation. So I chose top rated. First one that shows up is the Giorgio Armani, the Luminous Silk Foundation. That foundation has a 4.3 out of 5 star. I already have it and I don't love it. I don't know if it's because the shade I think is a little bit off, but I've tried that foundation last year and I didn't love it, but I am going to create a video testing out foundations that I didn't love last year and see if my opinion has changed on them. And that foundation will be in that video. So I didn't select that one. The next one was this one from Guerlain. Now I've heard a few people talk about this. I haven't really heard a lot about this foundation, but this is the Lingerie. I don't know how you pronounce it, but Lingerie Peau Natural Perfection Foundation. It's a skin fusion texture. So it has SPF of 20 and it has 14 different shades. So I decided to buy this foundation and this is what we're going to be testing out today. I'm going to see if Sephora actually knows what they're talking about when they're doing the whole foundation finder. This one has over 1,000 reviews and it is a 4.5 out of a 5 star. So pretty much everybody that tries this foundation really likes it. So that had me really curious. It is $63 for 1 fluid ounce, which is crazy expensive. The only other foundation that I would say is in this price range that I have in my collection is the Airflash from Dior. I was willing to spend it just to see if Sephora could really pick my perfect match. That's what we're going to test out today. Now I chose the shade 04N Medium. Now, as you'll see in the tutorial, the first shade I actually bought was 04W Medium Warm. And I'll just leave it. I'll just keep it a surprise. So when you guys see me apply that foundation, oh my gosh. I was about as orange as this. It was the most orange toned foundation I've ever applied on my skin. I looked ridiculous. So I went ahead and boxed it up and sent it back, but I didn't want to wait for the whole refund deal. So I went ahead and bought this shade and they'll be refunding me soon. I'm in this like 126 bucks, but I will be refunded the $63. So that's what we're working with today. I'm really excited to test out this foundation. Now, the description on this foundation, it is a fluid foundation with a perfecting natural second skin-like finish and a fresh, light, and buildable formula that glides onto the skin. It is a full coverage, natural finish foundation, and it is for normal, dry, combination, and oily skin. It has SPF of 20. It has natural silk fibers that provide comfort and a radiant look. It has ultra mattifying natural linen fibers, which refine the look of skin's texture and provide a velvety, soft feel. It has stretch fibers, which provide a smoothing and shaping effect. I should have done this, and I do recommend this. So it's been pretty accurate. I've tested it several different ways and with several different foundations. If you're not sure about the shade that you're going to be in this foundation, I do recommend clicking Shade Finder and go ahead and enter in your favorite, like some of your foundation shades that you wear in different foundations. And I have done now 5 different foundations, and every single time it picked this foundation shade. That's probably what I should have done in the very beginning instead of buying the orange Oompa Loompa crazy looking foundation, but you know, you live and learn, and at least I can return it. I'm also testing out a new concealer, so that will be up on my channel next week, which I'm excited about it. It's not the Fenty, but it is a new concealer. I don't know why I look like the Jolly Green Giant in the monitor, but I'm looking green, and I promise I'm not green in real life. I don't know why this camera is pulling me up green, but I'm not green. So for those of you guys that are new to my channel, welcome. I wanted to briefly give you guys a description of my skin type and what I like in a foundation and what I look for in a foundation. So I am almost 40 years old, and I don't wear setting powders or anything on my face as I've aged. Anything powder type, like setting powders and baking powders and all that, powdered foundations, it all just ages me. So I really need my foundation to really perform well on its own. I do prefer a medium coverage. I like a radiant, natural finish. I do not like a super matte foundation. Matte foundations just are very heavy on my skin, and they just don't look good against my wrinkles. Like, as I've aged, I cannot wear a super matte foundation. So I'm also normal, and like I said, going through the quiz, I'm climate dry, so right now it's in the middle of the winter, so I'm a little bit more on the drier side, but pretty much throughout the entire year, I am pretty much normal. So just so that you guys know what I look for, because I do think it's important when somebody is reviewing foundation, anything on the skin, it's very important to be very crystal clear on what that person who is testing out the foundation looks for in a foundation. Because, you know, if I am a person that likes a super matte foundation and I'm testing out a dewy foundation, I might not like it, or vice versa. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. I will be happy to give you more details about the foundations that I like. And also, I have a full list of my foundation shades currently that I wear in the description box down below, so that you can use that as a guideline based on the shade that I used in this video, based on the shades that I have listed in the description box. I think that's also helpful for you. So go ahead and check that out if you are interested in other shades that I wear in other foundations. So without further ado, let's jump right into this video. I'm going to show you guys how I apply the foundation, and then I will come back and do a midday check-in. And today is Tuesday, so I'm going to wear it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Thursday evening I will come back after wearing it for 3 full days and give you guys my full final thoughts on the foundation. I also will wear this for 12 hours or longer those 3 days, because I do think that that is the best way to test a foundation. My foundation tanks from 8 to 12 hours, and I feel like when you're wearing it for 8 hours, it's just it's not long enough, because there's so many of you out there that wear your foundations for, you know, 12 hours or longer, whether you're a nurse or you have a job that requires you to be up early and you got to come home and cook dinner and you got kids and bed and reading and all that stuff, homework, it just, sometimes your makeup is on for more than 12 hours. So I think it's important to test out foundations for longer than just 8 hours. I like to test them out for 12. So that's what we're gonna do today. And without further ado, let's jump right into the video. I have my primer on. Of course, I just went ahead and put on the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base because it's pretty much the only primer I'm using right now because I'm so dry. So I don't put anything else on. And I'll be honest with you, I don't really feel like that's a primer. I feel like it's a primer moisturizer combined. So it doesn't really do anything for the pores. It doesn't really do anything to kind of change the finish of the foundation. So I just want to make that clear. This is what the box looks like. I'm curious to see how this foundation works because it is technically one of the more expensive foundations that I've bought. So I have it in the shade 04W, which is a medium warm. It has this fancy bottle. Yeah, it's pretty fancy. I'm gonna apply half of the face with a sponge and half the face with a brush. For the sponge side, I'm gonna use my Wonder Beauty sponge. And for the brush side, I'm gonna use this one from Tarte because it's the only one I got clean. This one is the Tarte spatula brush, and it's just kind of a angled kabuki brush. This has a nice pump on it, a nice black pump. The only thing that stinks about the lid is that because of the way the bottle is angled, so it's got, I mean, this is a nice bottle because it's probably easy to kind of put in a drawer with all your other foundations because it has the flat sides on it and the flat back, but it kind of comes out a little bit on the front. And so the cap is kind of created the same way. So you just have to make sure that when you put the cap on, you line it up right. But I mean, it's not really that big of an issue. Okay, so right away, this is a very liquidy foundation. So that is what 2 pumps look like, and that's pretty runny. So we're gonna go ahead and start applying this on this side of the face. Oh, I might have got the wrong shade. That looks so orange. Oh, crap. This looks way, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I look like a Oompa Loompa. Are you flippin' kidding me right now? There's no way this is gonna work. I literally look like I just put orange paint on my face. Dries down though, it's pretty skin-like, but there's no way I can make this work. Well, that's a rip. So probably the next time you guys see me, I will hopefully have a new shade because this, yeah, no, this isn't gonna work. So the next clip, fingers crossed, I will have the right shade. Okay, so here we go with part 2. Let's just hope that I got the right shade this time because, man, that shade was the most orange foundation I think I've ever applied. Like, I don't know that I've ever applied a foundation that made me that orange. It was bizarre. So I went ahead and just got the shade medium, 04N. We're gonna do one side of the face with a brush and one side of the face with a sponge. So let's go ahead and start dabbing this in. Oh, the shade's good. I think the shade will be good. It's not very pigmented, so I might have to build up the coverage, but that's a better shade, right? Okay, so I just drank up all 2 of those pumps. This is gonna be, those 2 pumps cost me like $5. The people that are on the team for creating the foundations, they need to hire people of like 6 different skin tones. So each person in the category of all the different skin tones, they become an expert in that area. So you have the pale, the light, you know, maybe medium tan or whatever, and deep. Like, they need to be an expert in those shade ranges because I get tired of every brand thinking that if you're warm, you're orange. Or if I have friends who are, you know, have deeper skin tones and they're like, seriously, they think that everybody that has a deeper skin tone is red or orange. And it's like, really? It's just so stupid. They would benefit themselves so much. Why am I doing I gotta stop talking. I just went ahead and put the beauty blender on that side because I'm kind of a dumbass that way. Sorry. Anyway, this is why I'm not good at like talking and doing this at the same time because I just start doing it and not paying attention to what the hell I'm doing. So, now I'm just going to start stippling this side in with a brush. Anyway, I need to talk to everybody with different skin tones and just really I just don't understand it. It kind of ticks me off. I definitely like the finish of this side better, but I like the coverage on this side better. So I'm gonna go over this side with a sponge and kind of smooth out and give me that finish, which is kind of what I like to do anyway. This looks actually freaking gorgeous. I wanted to come at this foundation hard because it's so freaking expensive. Well, we'll see how it lasts because that's truthfully the only thing that matters. This is pretty though. Damn, this is like really natural. And it like blends and becomes your skin. That's what I look for in a foundation. I need my foundation to look like skin. I want my foundation to blend into my skin instead of sitting on top. I don't like foundation that just sits on top and becomes like a mask. It makes me look about 50 years older and I'm not into it. I'm not into it at all. So this is what it's looking like. It looks so skin-like, you guys. Like this looks so beautiful. And this shade actually matches me perfectly. I mean, it looks like a dead accurate match. And the thing about the orange, so even if you're warm, you seen me apply it. You need to be exceptionally warm to be able to wear that. I just don't know anybody that has medium warm skin that could wear that orange shade. It's way too damn orange. So this looks really good though. This is a perfect match. This looks really good around my wrinkles. And it feels like it's just setting down, like not drying, but setting down where it's not going to be moving around. I'm feeling like it's a little bit of a tightening effect. Not drying, but a little tightening. So it is currently 9:46 a.m. Come on there, phone. There you go. It's 9:46 a.m. So I'm going to go ahead and wear this throughout the day. I will probably come back and do a midday check-in today, and then I'll come back Thursday night to give you guys my final thoughts on the foundation. So I will see you guys later on today. So I wanted to pop on here and do a midday check-in. It is currently 2:15 in the afternoon. So I've had the foundation on for 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, 2:30. So I've only had it on for like 5 hours. But let me just say it hasn't budged and I'm feeling a little dry. I am feeling a little dry. I feel like this is a little bit creasy and I don't know if it's because I packed quite a bit on. So I wouldn't call this a full coverage. It says it's a full coverage. I would definitely not call this a full coverage. I would call this a medium buildable coverage. And I did have to build quite a bit to get this area covered. And I like this foundation so far. I think it's really, really pretty, but I don't love it like right around this area because I do feel like it's a little bit heavy. Tomorrow I won't pack on as much, so it won't be as heavy and maybe as cakey, but so far I do like the way this looks. It does look very skin-like and it looks very natural. I'm kind of impressed with it, to be honest. I was kind of hoping I was going to hate it because it's so expensive, but so far I like it. I do think it's really pretty on the skin. We are definitely very up close and very personal. So I hope you're comfortable with that because I don't know that I am. Okay, so just so that you guys can see, I don't know if it's going to show up on the camera, but it just looks a little bit heavy right here in this area. It looks really good right here. It looks pretty good all the way around my forehead. It does feel drying though. I'm gonna be honest with you, like I definitely think somebody with combination or oily skin could wear this because it's pretty drying as far as that goes. I don't know if you have dry skin, I don't know. We'll have to see how it wears. We'll have to see. I'm only 5 hours in, so don't get too carried away, Tara. But I am testing out a new concealer, which I am really not liking. Like I can see every wrinkle under my eye and it's like a little bit scary. So there's that. But yeah, I like this though. I do think it looks really, really pretty on the skin. And I do agree with them saying it's more of like a skin-like type foundation because I do feel like it is pretty skin-like. I don't feel like this is super fake. I do think that the shade match is a perfect match as far as that goes. I really do think, I do like this shade. So that's it for this midday check-in. This is what we're looking like, and so far I do like it, but we're only 5 hours in, so I can't get too carried away with thinking that it's going to be fantastic because I don't know that. So I will go ahead and get off of here, and I will see you guys later on this evening. So I will see you then. Okay, so I am back for my final check-in on this foundation. I've been wearing it since Tuesday. Today's Thursday, so I've worn it Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So I have a lot to say about it. Right now it is 10:30 at night. So I have been wearing this for, I would say, at least 12 to 13 hours. And I've done that every single day since I started this. Now, of course, I've lost like some coverage right around here. I actually freaking love this foundation, and I didn't want to. Damn it. I didn't want to love this foundation. I don't want to love this foundation. I don't know how to pronounce the foundation, but I love the foundation. It is so good. It is so good. I would give this a 5 out of a 5. I am so impressed with it. Now, do I think I love it as much as my Lancome Skin Feels Good? No, because I still haven't found anything that's as close to as good as that. But the thing that I like about this one is that it sets down and it stays locked and loaded all day long. I do like how this foundation wears off naturally. So you guys seen in the first video, I really packed on the coverage right around this area. And through the midday check-in, I was like, oh, it's a little bit too much. Like you could kind of see it kind of gathering in some of those wrinkles and maybe around that creeping skin that I was just not liking. But yesterday and today I didn't do that. So here's the thing, my coverage didn't last as long as it did the first day, but I think it looked better throughout the day because I'm okay with my coverage kind of wearing off naturally as long as it's not like splotchy. You know how you get those foundations where it's like bare and patchy in spots? This one doesn't wear off that way, and I'm totally happy about that. I disagree when it says it is a full coverage. It is not a full coverage, it is a medium coverage. However, when I did the quiz through Sephora, I asked for a medium coverage, and it gave me a medium coverage. If you go to their app, it says full coverage, and it's not a full coverage. This is a medium coverage, but in the quiz, I asked for a medium coverage. I didn't ask for a full coverage, so I'm not mad at that because the quiz did me right. Guerlain or Guerlain, however the hell you say their fancy words, that they did it wrong. It's not a full coverage. It is a medium coverage. So just know that. If you're okay with having a medium coverage, I think you'll love this because it's definitely natural, definitely looks skin-like, and I think that's one thing that I 100% agree with when they said it was a natural finish. It is so skin-like. The Skin Glow foundation is radiant. So when you put it on, it gives you that instant radiance. And this is a foundation that I cannot wear the Hollywood Flawless filter with because these two together is way too damn much radiance. And it just makes my face look like I have a highlighter all over my face and I'm beaming from the moon. You know what I'm saying? But with this foundation, now I have not tested this underneath it because I kind of feel like now that I'm, testing out these foundations for 3 days, I don't want this to change my opinion. And because I freaking love this so much, I don't want it to affect my opinion about the foundation. I have a feeling it would be absolutely beautiful, and these two together would probably be this, if that makes sense. Because this is just as long-lasting and skin-like as the Skin Glow from Dior. The difference is the Dior has a radiance properties to it, so it's a little bit more radiant. So if you don't want the radiance, this is beautiful. If you want the radiance, this is beautiful. These two are super comparable. Very comparable. They do different things and they have a different finish, but as far as like the skin-like and the long-lasting and all that, they're very comparable. This might be one of those foundations because it's so expensive that it's like my Airflash. I freaking love this so damn much, but I don't want to wear this all the time because it's too expensive. So I think this is kind of this type of foundation. Do you need to run out and buy it? No. No. You do not need to run out and buy this foundation. If you've been curious about this foundation and you're interested in buying it, you won't be disappointed because it is very beautiful. I believe that everybody can wear this foundation, from dry skin to normal skin to oily and combination, and that's rare. This is definitely a foundation that I think all skin types could wear because if you are dry, you could have a bomb hydrating primer underneath the foundation that keeps you hydrated, and then you could spray it with like a hydrating kind of setting spray that you like. I like the one from Catrice, this Prime and Fine Dewy Glow. I love this one from Wander Beauty. This is so good. And my holy grail, the Tatcha Dewy Skin Mist. You could totally wear this with those two combinations and it would be stunning. If you're oily or combo skin, this is going to be fine because it sets down and it doesn't move around, and I don't feel like you're going to be even oilier. I felt a little bit dry today, so I did put on some of this, and I think that's the reason why you see kind of the shine. My Crisco head is beaming off the lights. I know this has been out for a really long time, but I am glad that Sephora picked this one because this is bomb, and I think Sephora really did a great job picking my foundation. That's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Do not forget, you have to come right back here tomorrow because your girl is testing out the new concealers from Fenty. I am so stoked. I have already bought the Fenty sponge, yes, because I'm going to be applying the Fenty foundation. And I am going to buy the little mini sponges because you guys know I love my little mini sponges from Morphe, and they're discontinued. I can't get them anymore, and it really pisses me off. Come right back here tomorrow at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, and I will see you guys tomorrow. I love you all so much, and I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend filled with love, happiness, and joy. I will see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully, you better. You just come back. Just come right back. It's like literally 24 hours later. Just come right back. It will be worth it, I promise. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Love you. Bye.